Hey guys, so I'm on the way to meet a buddy of mine who's got a silver refining setup, so I'm really excited to do that. I've been stockpiling silver for my cobalt chips for a couple of years now, so I got a lot of material I want to work through, so I'm really excited to see if we can refine and pour a bar. So I'm on the way now, just stopped to get coffee. Super tired because I just got off nights, so we'll see how that goes. I'm okay though. Just gotta get coffee and I'll get to it, and I'll show you guys some of the setup. Hopefully it's gonna work good and it's gonna be a good day.
I'll let you put the first piece in. I'll hold the camera.
Alright, so let's put the first one in here and see how this works.
Drop her in and it turns to dust. Keep going.
Oh,
another 20 or 30 pounds. There you go.
Oh, this is some of the crushed rock from the crusher. Let's see how much smaller it is. That's a nice piece. Nice. Okay, we're gonna see the crushing results.
This is primary crushed down to about ½ an inch.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to take the and shake them, just twist them, turn them, not turn them, shaky, shaky. No.
Ah, you gotta show me.
Spin it.
Oh,
That's it. That's the big stuff that's going to go back through again. And we hold still for a second.
yeah.
You can see the glinting silver all over the place in here.
Yeah.
Actually,
That's a nice look.
that's bismuth.
That's business.
That's a nice chunk of silver there.
Oh yeah. That's actually quite a nice little piece. Oh yeah.
That's solid. That's solid plate. You're going to cherry pick all that out before you run it back through.
Cool. All right. Nice. Looking good. Looking good. Alright, so on some of the bigger chunks, like these, we're just hammering away with the sledge, making them smaller to this. So we can go into the crusher. There's some waste stuff that doesn't have any silver I'm going to get rid of. And just pretty much hammering away. So here we've screened the different grades of rock, from fine, less fine, and more coarse. We're just trying to separate the two. So when we crush it, we'll know exactly what silver should be and what is going to be garbage, because the garbage will go through the waste rock and silver will not. Look at all this little bits of silver. This is what fell through the crusher. Wow. Feel the weight.
Okay, anyway, what we're going to do is just going to pick out the cherry picked stuff, the big lumps of silver, goes into a pot. What we're going to do is we're going to add hydrochloric acid. That's going to burn off the calcite, and that makes it a lot cleaner product to throw into the furnace. Then we flux it, and you should get back some relatively good silver from that. Wow. And we're going to keep crushing the small stuff and keep adding to it, and then eventually we're going to have a decent little bar.
Awesome. Sounds great. Oh, look at it go.
And stay away from the fumes. They're nasty. They won't kill you like nitric, but it's just nasty stuff.
It was nasty. We're going to step back.
Yep. Okay, we'll just let that sit and burn away.
Alrighty. Has a sulfur smell almost.
Yeah. And as we just keep going, we'll just keep adding more and more and more until it's clean. Off the calcite from it. Let's cement it all together. Tiny little bit. Yeah. And calcite goes away.
Smells a bit
Preheated. So hopefully what happens is the silver stays warm enough for the flux to float to the top. And silver to float to the bottom, or sink to the bottom. Here she goes. Woo!
Oh yeah, that stuff's hot. You can feel it from here. Wow.
So we'll just let that sit and cool for a second. See if we got the flux on top. And then we'll just take a hammer, give it a whack, the glass will come off, and the silver's underneath. That's theory, of course.
Of course.
And after this step, what we're going to do is we're going to actually reduce the silver with nitric. So we're going to heat the silver, the metallic portion of that, one more time. Then we're going to pour it into a bucket of water, creating shot. And then the nitric acid can get at it. And that'll take it up to 99% pure, 98% pure, and the arsenic is gone.
Looking forward to seeing that.
Well, that won't be today, but we'll definitely be on your next installment. How's that? I can actually use your film talk.
Excellent. In our next installment.
One more pour into this, and then we'll pour it for shot.
Alrighty.
Ready to roll?
Ready.
So, see, the silvers went to the bottom, flux sitting on top. The flames you see are the actual oil burning. I use oil as a, what's the right word here? Something to stop the silver from sticking to the crucible, to the mold. And the smoke you see coming off of it again is the oil. Silver is real tricky to get a perfect pour. Because silver will oxidize in a heartbeat, especially in a state like that. So to get a nice white perfect bar, it's tricky. So anyway, we're going to let it cool just a little bit more. We'll pour and knock it out here. See the debris from the previous pour. There she is.
Yeah.
So you can see the flux on top, the metal on the bottom. Thing's still 1500 degrees plus or minus. So and we're going to take the glass off. Yeah, the other one cleaned off so nicely.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. There she is. There she goes. Woo. And there's a little bar of silver and arsenic.
Look at that little bit. That's not that small.
It's about 7.5 ounces.
Oh, nice.
Give me a second here. Pick you up. Oh, the scale's in the wrong spot. Anyway, it's about 7.5 ounces. 5 ounces, these are bread loaf mold. 5 ounces is flush to where it starts to flare out, and then you got that little bit more. So you might have about 7 ounces there.
There you go, guys. Nice, nice.
We're going to pour it into shot this time. So out comes that crucible. It gets poured into a bucket of water. Woo.
Island.
Job done. Click.
And that was violent.
Oh yeah, yeah. So now your silver's sitting on the bottom. There's a whole bunch of shot.
That is neat. So what do you
So
have
this
here?
is about halfway through the dissolving process with nitric acid. So we're just putting the heat to it now. What'll happen is she'll get nice and hot, she'll start to foam and bubble, and there'll be a red steam or red smoke come off, which is nitric oxide. Inhale that, you're hurting. Inhale too much of it, don't worry, you won't be hurting anymore, you're dead. So it's actually a nasty substance that comes off, so you got to stay upwind. Definitely do it outside, not something to do in your kitchen.
No.
So it's got to be either under a fume hood or done outside. Nobody can stress that too much. People have done this indoors, and they haven't done it the second time. So
Good to keep that in mind.
Yep.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try this in your home.
Oh,
And don't try this in the city either, because the fumes are quite noticeable for several meters.
Oh, wow.
So if it gets into your neighbor's house, he'll be coughing and choking and wondering what you're doing. Then you get the fire department, the whole world falls apart, yada, 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 yada. So anyway, you can just see a little bubble starting there, just as a little bit of heat's getting to it now. Something else that I'm doing, which is an absolute no-no, is I'm playing with nitric without my rubber gloves on. But yes, they will be on in a few minutes.
We have
but right now, this was just sitting overnight because I started the process yesterday for Mike to get it going. So anyway, we'll wait till it starts getting a really good reaction, and you'll see it bubbling and boiling away, and his silver will be dissolving.
So remember, don't try it at home.
Don't, please. Okay, we have two ways to do this now. I can put a copper bar in that nitrate that we've created, and it'll take overnight to drop the silver out of it. Or we can cheat a little bit, seeing Mike's in a big hurry, and what we're going to do is we're going to convert it to silver chloride. So if you're ready for a little magic trick, you can see that this is an absolutely clear liquid. I hope you can get that shot. Watch what happens. Oops. Watch what happens when I do this. This is one of the little magic tricks of this that I absolutely love. You ready? Here we go.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that stuff.
And what we're creating is silver chloride.
Oh, that's cool.
And that white that you see in there is silver chloride. Now, I gotta get my spoon. Got 2 hands full. Spoon.
Oh.
Okay, not that spoon. Okay, we'll have to find something else here. Yeah, plastic spoon. Ready? Thank you, Dairy Queen. And watch what happens. As the silver meets the chlorides, it causes it to become silver chloride. You see the pink left here is actually got cobalt. Just keep stirring, it'll become literally cottage cheese.
Looks like a milkshake gone bad.
Yeah, okay, yeah, curdled.
Jeez.
And you just keep stirring. And what we've done is we've created silver chloride. So this liquid at one time held all kinds of silver. Once this white precipitate drops, that metal contains no silver anymore. Okay,
there you go.
You can shut down now. We're going to convert the silver chloride back to silver metal using lye and sugar. So 3 sugar cubes. I figure we got about 4 or 5 ounces in there, so 3 sugar cubes could do it. And lye and some heat. Now, the actual process is exothermic, so it creates its own heat. But the material has to go up in the mid 150 degree range for the process to work to convert the silver chloride to silver metal. So I just kind of make sure of it and take it up using my own heat plus the heat of this, and I get a really good conversion rate. So by adding this, you'll find, see how things are starting to turn brown.
Mm-hmm.
And just continually add the lye. And you can see the reaction starting.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to get quite violent when everything gets going. I'm going to use one more spoon of lye, and that should do the job. And give it a stir. Things are going to go really hot really fast. And you can see that your white silver chloride is now turning gray to silver metal. And that's it. We're just going to take it up to temp just under the boil mark, leave it there for 5 or 10 minutes to make sure that the conversion's complete, and then we got to filter it all, clean it, and we can melt it into silver bar.
Sounds good. We're almost there.
Alright, yeah, you see it swimming now. Just working it around in the flux, so the flux sucks up the garbage. Mold up a little bit. Unfortunately, I got to pour away from you, so. Let me see if we got a good pour or not. Lots of flux.
Not too bad.
So anyway, we'll crack the flux off of it and see what you got.
Yes. Going down now. Let's try to crack this. Woo!
Okay, throw it in the bucket and that'll wash off. Make sure you wash your hands afterwards.
Yeah.
The one flux that we use is very, very not acidic but caustic.
It's going to be more clean maybe at home.
Yeah, I can tell you how to do that.
Okay.
And 31.104 if you want to be really precise. And you got 27.6. So it's almost an ounce in that little piece.
Almost.
Almost. And that was the stuff that had not dissolved in the nitric. We had a problem with silver chloride forming, so we had to use some ridiculous tricks to get ourselves out of it. So that's one piece, and then the rest is still in solution as silver, but we've got to turn around and filter it half a dozen times to...
Hey guys, so here's the end result of a little bit of the refining we did of silver. This is almost an ounce nugget. Because we had some snags along the way, we couldn't get most of my material done. This is just from the little bits but I had 3 stashes of material. One possibly 10 or 12 ounce bit, another one was about 5-6 ounces, and then there's this one, which would have been, this is pretty much from the low grade material, but we got still some silver out of it. Well, in this video I showed you guys how my buddy did his silver refining, and you can see it looks pretty intricate, and it is. There's a lot of steps. It's really time consuming, so it's not really something I would consider making for profit. And you know, it's not the safest thing to do because there's so many possible steps and things that you can do wrong if you're not careful. So it's something I would not recommend anyone trying unless you're familiar with the process at some point. But either way, so there's my video. I'll hopefully make one in the future of the other material that I had refined and poured into a bigger bar than a little nugget here. But either way, it was pretty cool to watch, so remember, don't try this at home. It's a lot of steps, and it's just better not to get all that stuff involved. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.